Exclusive. DOGE cuts prompt scramble to feed troops at remote U.S. base. An Army base in Alaska responsible for protecting the U.S. homeland from nuclear missile attack has struggled to feed its soldiers in recent months due to the Trump administration's efforts to shrink the federal workforce, according to a military document. Fort Greely is tucked in the rugged interior of the 49th state, just north of a gap in the glacier-capped mountains of the Alaska Range. The base experienced a critical disruption in food service operations after the remote Army base lost essential federal civilian cooks in the wake of efforts to shrink the workforce, said an Army official whose name was redacted in an official contract document published Jan. 7. The document, a legal justification for an emergency no-bid contract awarded to staff the fort's dining facility, blamed the issue on staff retirements combined with a federal hiring freeze and a buyout program launched by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency shortly after President Donald Trump's inauguration last year. Contracting officials warned that the food service disruption could have resulted in mission failure if the deal hadn't gone through to hire additional staff via Alaska's State Department of Labor and Workforce Development. More. Nuclear weapons woes. Understaffed nuke agency hit by DOGE and safety worries. The post in a bitterly cold corner of Alaska is home to approximately 350 soldiers, including those of the 49th Missile Defense Battalion, which operates 40 of the military's 44 specialized missiles designed to shoot down nuclear or other ballistic missiles targeting the United States. While the number of troops permanently assigned to Fort Greely is low compared to other Alaska bases such as Fort Wainwright, the post regularly hosts major training exercises that temporarily swell its population. On-post dining facilities on Army bases, like the one impacted by staffing issues at Fort Greely, are frequented by junior troops who live in barracks there. A spokesperson for Army Space and Missile Defense Command, or SMDC, which oversees the base, detailed the lengths to which the command's leaders went to protect the mission and ensure that soldiers had food as temperatures plummeted as low as 50 below zero. Since October 2025, Fort Greely has faced a temporary reduction in dining facility operating hours due to unexpected civilian workforce retirements and attrition, said command spokesperson Lyra Fry. Her statement did not address any potential impact related to DOGE cuts. She said initially that impacted soldiers received an additional cash allowance to purchase food. But the town adjoining the base, Delta Junction, is small with a 2020 population of 918 and has only a handful of food stores and restaurants. The command later secured dinner and weekend meals from a local vendor. Fry characterized the new contract as a short-term bridging solution, while SMDC recruits new permanent civilian employees to fill the vacancies. Robert Evans, a veteran and quality-of-life advocate for soldiers who created the HOTS and COTS app for troops to review their living conditions, told USA Today that the Fort Greely food service disruption represents a quality-of-life failure. He argued that the episode is one of many recent issues impacting soldiers attributable to civilian workforce instability. We saw early warning signs with the Deferred Resignation Program drawdown at Fort Hood, one of the Army's largest installations, in Texas, where leadership acknowledged impacts to barracks quality and work order response times, Evans said. He said the program didn't just reduce headcount on a spreadsheet, it removed the civilian workforce that keeps basic functions running. Changes to the Army's military staffing exacerbated the shortage at Fort Greely as well. The post was unable to address the staffing shortage with military manpower because of a lack of soldier cooks at the remote base, the contract document said. The Army told lawmakers at an April 2025 hearing on military food programs that it was cutting approximately 33% of its cook positions between fiscal 2025 and 2029. Davis Winkie's role covering nuclear threats and national security at USA Today is supported by a partnership with Outrider Foundation and journalism funding partners. Funders do not provide editorial input. Exclusive. DOGE cuts prompt scramble to feed troops at remote U.S. base. An Army base in Alaska responsible for protecting the U.S. homeland from nuclear